Hey guys, good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Good afternoon to every single one of you on this Thursday afternoon in the UK. Hope everyone's enjoying their afternoon so far. Hope everyone's looking forward to the end of this week. Hope everyone's looking forward to another brand new weekend in April 2023. First of all, do me a massive favour for me, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. That is United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel and the community if you are new. And to share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. Remember to put that notification bell on all times to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube for more Hogwarts Legacy content, Fortnite, FIFA 23 Career Mode, Football Manager, more Rocket League, more previews, more match reactions right throughout the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. So please subscribe to the channel and the community if you are new, and good afternoon, everyone. And welcome to the preview between Manchester United and Everton on match day 30 of the 2022-2023 Premier League season at Old Trafford Football Stadium on Saturday afternoon lunchtime kickoff. It is a 12:30 p.m. home afternoon kickoff for Man United on match day 30 of the Premier League season. We're literally now only 9 or 10 games away from the completion of this Premier League season. And this game is another crucial aspect for Manchester United to get back-to-back wins in the Premier League, stay basically unbeaten for 2 games, and hopefully secure another vital 3 points for Champions League qualification to keep Manchester United in top 4, and hopefully also to try and chase down Man City and Arsenal towards the end of the season. This is going to be a crucial game for Man United, and we simply have to keep beating teams at what we come up against. The result against Brentford yesterday, we did have to rely on Marcus Rashford to get us the winning goal. We did have to rely on Marcus Rashford for Man United to get that win last night against Brentford. And we had to rely on Sabitzer getting the assist for Rashford to score his goal. Manchester United really need to start burying teams like Everton at home. Everton are in a massive relegation fight. They are fighting for their lives. They are fighting for their future as a football club. Man United have no choice but to win this game. If Manchester United were to fail to beat Everton, the likes of Spurs, Brighton, Fulham, Brentford and Liverpool and even Newcastle will start chasing down Manchester United. We cannot afford to let this happen. Man United need to be back in the Champions League next season. And with Everton fighting for their future as a football club and fighting for survival in the Premier League under Sean Dyche, Everton know that they must come to Old Trafford and simply get a result. They simply know they have to come in and get away with something from Old Trafford. Everton, for me, have been one of those teams this season that I still think are going to get relegated. I still think they're going to be in the Championship next season. And I feel like, the way they broke financial fair play, really, Everton should have been done for it last season. Really, Burnley should still be in the Premier League. Everton really should be in the Championship right now. But I feel like under Sean Dyche, Everton have not really improved that much. I do feel like they are still in the relegation fight, which they were under Lampard. And I still feel like Everton will go down this season because I don't think Everton have really got the threat or the players to be able to attack the bigger teams in the league. And I do feel like Everton under Sean Dyche, it's only be a matter of time before Everton get this points deduction that is coming their way. And I do feel like, in my opinion, it's going to be justified towards all the teams that were fighting relegation last season to stay in the Premier League and didn't stay up. And I do feel sorry for teams like Burnley in some aspect because they really should still be in the Premier League. And I feel like Everton are going to get their just desserts delivered very, very soon. So hopefully the right outcome from this appeal for Everton breaking financial fair play hopefully will go in the way that everybody wants it. Obviously, they are fighting for survival as a football club. Obviously, no one wants Everton to go bust. No one wants Everton to get liquidated, and no one wants Everton not to be a football club anymore. Because if we lost Everton Football Club, it would be a disaster for English football. But the main focus is on Manchester United beating Everton at the weekend. If we don't beat Everton and we don't get this home at Old Trafford on Saturday afternoon, I still feel like we are still going to miss out on top 4. We may be there at the moment, but we are there based on luck. We were lucky to beat Brentford last night. And after the press conference reaction last night, and also the reaction and the comments from Erik ten Hag, I do worry where this season's going to head. And I do worry what this season's going to entail for the rest of it, because I am worried by the lack of players we've got available. I am worried with the lack of availability from our bench, and I'm lacking of the aware of attacking threat this team hasn't got. And I do feel like some of those players yesterday had an opportunity to try and impress the manager, but yet again are failing to deliver goals and attacking threat and goals in front of the Brentford net. And when Ten Hag basically come and said last night in his press conference reaction that we can't rely on Marcus Rashford all the time to get the goals to lead Manchester United to victory. He's bang on to the point that that is basically correct. He's basically showing that he's not got enough attacking threat off the bench or even in that first team to find goals from a point of a game that needs to be won. And if we lost Marcus Rashford to an injury or suspension, I don't know where this team would find the goals from. I don't know where the players would find the confidence from. And I don't really know where the players would get the attitude from to try and win this game. If we don't have Marcus Rashford in that team, we are basically screwed. 28 goals a season is miraculous return after the last 2 seasons under Solskjaer and Ralph Rangnick. And I think, he's a completely different transformed player under Ten Hag because he's actually coaching Rashford tactically better. And he's actually using an approach which is better suitable for all players, that there is going to be no excuses, no bullshit, no crap going to be taken from lackluster performances on and off the pitch and in training as well. And I feel like if we can win this game, I still think, top 4 is still a must that we must get. If we're not in the Champions League next season, then it would be a matter of disaster because being back in Europa League again would be a nightmare. Being Europa Conference League would be don't even get me started if we ended up there. But I still feel like, this game against Everton is winnable. And we've got literally loads of home games now. So there's no excuses why Man United can't go on a long winning run now to secure top 4 because Newcastle are breathing down our necks. Spurs are still there. Liverpool are still there. Brighton are still there. And so are Brentford. So teams can still chase down Man United. And we need to start putting teams away in front of goal. But I just worried by the lack of, squad depth. I'm worried by the lack of quality we haven't got. And I'm worried why we can't put teams like Brentford away last night, which we didn't, because winning 1-0, it was nothing really to jump or shout about. We basically got lucky, and Brentford were very, very unlucky not to walk away from Old Trafford with a point or even a win, in my opinion. And I do feel like, if we don't beat Everton at the weekend, it's only a step backwards in the wrong direction under Ten Hag. And, he has been our best manager since Alex Ferguson. He's worked absolute miracles since he's joined the club and been our manager. And I still feel like that squad needs to start improving it and start listening to what the manager is wanting out of performances, because I'm still not seeing enough quality in that team to be able to get the job done. And that's the problem. If we don't get the job done, where are the points and where are the wins going to come from? That's what worries me long term, that can these players in this squad really be trusted long term? I don't really know that answer to that question because we are lacking a lot of midfield quality. The attack is basically reliant on Rashford, and the defence is not secure with Delo and Luke Shaw at left back and right back respectively, because the quality simply isn't their game for a full 90 minute of confidence for a match. And those players really don't put in a lot of effort. And unfortunately, this is why Man United don't win enough trophies. And this is why we don't win anything under our managers. But, I think Ten Hag is basically having to get the best out of what he's currently got. And he's having to really get by with a wimp and a win, because he knows that squad ain't good enough. He knows those players he's got aren't ready to, step up to the level that we need. And I think, if we are to win on Saturday, we are going to have to take the game to Everton very, very quickly, because what I liked yesterday in the game against Brentford, the first 15 minutes, Brentford were all over the place. Man United were absolutely superb. But in the second half, it's like Man United basically shut up shop and basically said, you know what, let Brentford come on to us. We'll counter-attack them and break them on the break. That is really what we shouldn't have been doing. We really should have gone for the full throttle yesterday. We should have taken the handbrake off, and we really should have gone and buried them. And the problem is, if we don't have enough goal threat on Saturday, where are the goals going to come from? Because at the moment, if you don't have Rashford in that team, there is no quality in there that says to me, where are these goals going to come from? Where's the assists going to come from? Where's the attacking threat going to come from? And that's going to worry Ten Hag, because he's had the nail hit on the head now. Like, I think he's realised that Weghorst signing in January was a joke. Martial can't keep himself fit. Didn't really offer any attacking quality threat yesterday and was basically brought on. And I think, for my opinion, that you basically start with Weghorst and Martial as your backup options off the bench. And I don't think that's really fair. I think, Ten Hag deserves a lot better than that. I mean, Weghorst hasn't really done a job since he's come in. 2 goals in 12 games simply isn't acceptable. And Martial shouldn't even be at the club still. But unfortunately, Man United didn't deliver what the manager wanted. They didn't get the players the manager also wanted to get in January, and basically said to Ten Hag, well, if we're putting the club up for the sale, why should you deserve get any more money being spent on this squad? Well, I think based on results of what you're seeing, that, there are no goal threat in that team. I know if you don't have Rashford, you're screwed. Martial, I don't think, could be trusted. Weghorst hasn't got it in for the full 90 minutes. And basically, you've then got two wingers in Sancho and Antony that basically have to start the game on Saturday because, they are our biggest attacking threat off the wing. I think Rashford personally down the left is a lot better than up front. And I do feel like, in my opinion, will Weghorst get the chance on Saturday? No, I don't think so. I feel like Weghorst will be stuck on the bench and hopefully Song will get some super glue to keep him on that bench because I don't think this is a shout-out signing to everyone to be proud of and excited about because we shouldn't have went anywhere near him in the first place. And I feel sorry for Ten Hag at the end of all this because the Premier League season's nearly over. We have to be back in the Champions League. If we fail, that is basically down to the incompetent owners and board that this football club, unfortunately, has still got weaving in the weeds. And unfortunately, that is the conclusion of this season, what's probably going to happen because if the goals aren't there and the attacking threat ain't there, the confidence in the players and the morale simply ain't going to be there on Saturday. And, if you don't beat Everton, it's basically a big, massive thumbs down for all that motivation that we had from last night because I feel like the players know that if you don't beat Everton, there are going to be consequences on the line this squad's going to face. And if the players don't like the shit and the criticism they get from the performance, then I really couldn't give a shit because you're professional footballers, you're human beings who are getting paid ridiculous amounts of wages every week. And you really should be fighting for the badge every week and fighting for the shirt. You should be fighting for the fans and you really should be fighting for the supporters. And if you haven't got the game in to do it, you need to hold your hands up and say, look, I've not been good enough. I've not been consistent this season. I do need to step up to the plate. But unfortunately, when you've got crap still in that team, which can't be trusted, where are Man United meant to get the results from? And that's what worried about me last night. I looked at that team and I was like, the defence ain't good enough. The midfield isn't good enough. And that attack, that was probably our biggest pinpoint attraction yesterday to get that result. Antony, Sancho and Rashford were causing that Brentford team so many problems in that game. And basically, Brentford couldn't deal with that attacking threat because I feel like Brentford came to Old Trafford and basically got a bit too cocky. I do feel like, in my opinion, that they thought that it would have come to Old Trafford and win the game because they knew Man United lost to Newcastle on the previous weekend of the results in the Premier League. And basically thought, well, if Newcastle can beat Manchester United, why can't we? But I feel like, Man United basically had to wait till the 28th minute to get the goal they needed. And really, we should have gone on to bury a lot more than what we did because that is the whole point of being the football club. And please subscribe to the channel if you're new, by the way. You're all legends, you're all legendary, by the way. Yeah, I just feel like, we have to start putting teams like this away at the weekend. And if you don't beat Everton, I'm not just going to sit there, hold the players' hands for them and basically protect them because I'm here to do a job at the end of it. I'm here to look at this team. I'm here to criticise. I'm here to praise. I'm here to motivate. And I'm here to, talk about this football club because, I want this club to keep winning trophies this season. We've still got two massive opportunities by winning the the FA Cup and the UEFA Europa League. So anything's possible in this Premier League season. But you know what? If we can win this game at the weekend, that's back-to-back wins in the league. That's something we haven't done since we won the Carabao Cup final against Newcastle. And it will put away the morals of what the Newcastle result was last weekend. And hopefully the Brentford result yesterday has done the players' confidence a massive world of good. And hopefully, the result will be impacted by Saturday's outcome against Everton. I feel like we do need to start the game well because, Everton have got, I'd say, at least one or two players that can cause Man United a real threat. I think Damari Gray, I think he's been a really, really great signing for Everton. I do feel like he's probably one of their most standout players this season. But, apart from that, where do I look at that Everton team and I see they have a quality from? Probably Onana in their midfield. I feel like the Belgian midfielder has been an absolute revolution at Everton. I do feel like he should be playing for a top six club. And I do feel like, in my opinion, that I would probably take him at Man United. I do feel like he would be a great player. And in addition to that midfield, to have the quality that we need. And I feel like, if we don't shut that down, Everton will get players on the ball and they will be able to get through that Man United midfield. And, we are still without a number of key players for Saturday. Obviously, Casemiro is serving his final game suspension for his 4-game ban for the red card, which he shouldn't have picked up against Southampton, which wasn't even a red card. So hopefully he will be back for the Sevilla game for the UEFA Europa League next Thursday evening. Eriksen, there's potential rumours today that Eriksen is potentially going to be back in that team on Saturday. But then what does that do for that midfield? Because do you place Sabitzer in the CDM position? You put Eriksen back next to Fernandes, and then you can then move Antony on the right, Sancho on the left, Rashford down the middle? Or will they stick with Fred and McTominay? Because in my opinion, again, yesterday, there are still too many players in that team that are not up to the level. And I do feel like if any of them are given yet again another chance to prove themselves on Saturday and they don't do it, then I think Ten Hag already needs to start calling it out in training. I do feel like he needs to start criticising the squad a lot more. I do feel like, he needs to get ruthless with this squad because, this squad hasn't been good enough since January. We've not had the results we've wanted, and we've not really got the wins or the points that we actually need in this Premier League season. We are way off Man City. We are way off Arsenal. We can't compete with the likes of them. Let's be honest and let's be frank about it. And, let's see what happens against Everton because, if we win this game, it's only going to give a massive confidence boost to this squad heading to Europa League quarter-final first leg next Thursday evening against Sevilla. But, the Premier League focus has to be we win this game this weekend and we don't bottle another 3 huge points that I think we'll win the game. I can't see, Everton coming to Old Trafford and giving us a scare. I can't see Everton come to Old Trafford and getting the win they need because, they are fighting for every tooth and nail at the moment to stay in this Premier League. And I think, I think they probably know that the points deduction's coming in for the financial fair play breach of rules. And it's only justified that they get punished because clubs like that shouldn't be getting away with breaking financial fair play. And I feel like it will be justified. And, Everton fans, I have a lot of respect for you. I have a lot of respect for your supporters as well. And you are a big English club. You are a successful English club as well. So I think Everton fans and supporters probably know that they're heading to Old Trafford on Saturday and they probably know they're going to get absolutely annihilated. I feel like Everton are going to get absolutely taken apart. I do feel like there's a few goals to be had against this Everton defence because I think, the threat of James Tarkowski and Connor Cody, their defensive ability as a pair isn't good enough. This is why they don't get any England squad. I do feel like, Seamus Coleman has also come to the end of his Everton career as well. And obviously, since Luca Dean left Everton at left back, I feel like Everton haven't been where they should have been under Rafael Benitez. And I think letting Luca Dean go to Aston Villa was a massive, massive mistake for Everton to let him go because I feel like I look at the job he's doing at Villa and you look at Mikolenko at Everton, the Ukrainian left back. He is a good left back, but I don't think he's got the game in it to be able to do it in a full 90 minutes. I think Luca Dean is still the better left back, which Everton had, and they really shouldn't have got rid of. And he was probably one of Everton's biggest threats from corners and set pieces and free kicks. So I feel like Everton have a lot of let players go that they shouldn't have let go. And I feel like, Everton haven't really got the goals in him because obviously Neil Maupay, since he was signed from Brighton, hasn't really hit Everton. And there's rumours he's going to be gone in the summer. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I think, is basically just a B-Tech version of Danny Welbeck. Isn't good enough up front, isn't prolific, and basically can't put the ball in the net for Everton. I feel like, Everton haven't got ready the team to be able to go to Old Trafford and win. I don't think they've got the players to be able to do it in 90 minutes. I don't think they're going to cause Man United any real issues. And I think the only 2 threats I'd keep an eye on would be Onana and probably Damari Gray. In my opinion, I do feel like they're Everton's 2 biggest threats in that team. And they will cause Man United problems if those 2 get on the ball and they'll be able to control the game. But as a whole, that Everton team hasn't got it in them to do it in 90 minutes. Man United know this is a must-win game. Every game is a must-win now to the end of the season. We have to keep winning to get Champions League. We have to stay in top 4 because I don't think any Man United fans want to be in Europa League next season. I don't think any Man United fans want to be in the UEFA Europa Conference League. I don't think any of us want to really be there. We want to be at Europe's top table. We need to be back in the Champions League because if we're not, I don't think this manager is going to get any backing in the summer transfer window. I think we're going to have to sell to buy new players. And unfortunately, that is the same old excuses coming out of a pathetic board and owners that have got no clue how to run this football basis. So, I feel sorry for Ten Hag in all his aspect because he basically thinks he's probably knowing the team he's probably picking for Saturday because now Luke Shaw is picked up a hamstring injury, which looks like an end of season injury for Luke Shaw. And they've gone and given him a new contract for 4 years. And I disagree why they've given him a brand new contract. I don't feel like, in my opinion, he deserves it. I don't feel like it's justified to give him a new contract. And I understand why we've done it in the first place because, in my opinion, he's picked up another season-ending injury, hamstring injury for Luke Shaw. So it's most likely now that Malacia is probably going to end up having to play at left back most of the games now for Man United because Luke Shaw's fitness has always been a concern since he broke his leg in 2 places when we had Louis van Gaal in charge in the Champions League group stage. He broke his leg in 2 places away to PSV. We lost that game in the group stage and basically hasn't been the same player since. And I feel like the amount of praise and justification Luke Shaw's been given in recent matches has been an absolute disgrace. I don't feel like he's improved under this manager. I don't feel like he can keep himself fit. I don't know why we've given him a brand new 4-year contract. It makes no sense to me because Luke Shaw hasn't got it in him to do it in 90 minutes. He hasn't got it in it to do it for a whole season. And this is why Malacia has now got a huge opportunity to prove himself at left back. Can Malacia do it long term? Only time will tell because, 15 million from Feyenoord Is there anything to shout about? Not really, but I did expect, once we signed Malacia, I expected Luke Shaw to be confined to the bench and Malacia was going to be the full-time starting left back, but it's not been that since he's come to Feyenoord. And I feel sorry for Malacia because I do feel like he's the better left back than Luke Shaw. I feel like he's got better aerial ability. He's got more pace with the ball. He can run at the defensive back four of the opposition team, and he can put a decent ball into the box, and he can take the ball off the opposition, get the ball and close down our rival players in the opposition team as well. So, Malacia's got a point to prove ahead of Saturday because, he probably knows he's probably in that team anyway now that Luke Shaw is now out injured. And it's a pivotal point for Malacia's career. Has he got it really in him to step it up at Manchester United? Can he do it long term? And can he really take his game up to the next level? And he's probably going to prove a big point to Ten Hag saying, look, you don't need Luke Shaw. You've got me now. Go and find another backup left back and to back me up in the summer because Luke Shaw can't do it forever. And I don't feel like he's got many more years left in him. And if this hamstring injury is bad and he's going to be out for weeks on end, then, Malacia is going to have to really start stepping it up now because there's an opportunity to get him in that team full time. And hopefully he will be given the opportunity. I do feel like, in my opinion, he deserves. He is one of my favourite players at Man United. He has still got a lot to learn. I don't think he's had the impact that we all wanted. But, let's give him time and let's see if his career at Man United does actually work out. I think, also we look at the right back situation as well. Do I start Aaron Wan-Bissaka over Diego Dalot on Saturday? I think I probably do. I can't justify why Dalot has been back in that team. I don't rate him at right back. I've never rated him since we signed him. I don't know what Jose Mourinho saw in him when we first got him, when we signed him. And unfortunately, that was probably another board and owner signing, basically to get a right back that we couldn't afford anyone else, and basically went for probably option D, E and H. And unfortunately, I look at Diego Dalot. He offers me no confidence at right back. And basically, I feel like he's only a B-Tech version of basically Reece James. I think Reece James is a better right back than Diego Dalot. And I feel like there's a better right back up there to be starting against Everton. I would start Aaron Wan-Bissaka because the threat of Demarai Gray on the left wing is going to be a problem to keep out of our penalty area. And if Demarai Gray starts running at Martinez and Varane and he gets in our penalty area, he will cause that back four problems. And if he gets an early goal, we've then got to find the consolation. We've then got to find the goal to take the lead. And Cameron Clayton's in the chat. Massive shout out to Cameron Clayton in the chat. He's one of our managing moderators on the channel. Hope you're having a good day, buddy. And then, hope you're enjoying your day so far on this Thursday afternoon. So, yeah, I would start Aaron Wan-Bissaka over Dalot on Saturday. I don't think Aaron Wan-Bissaka this season has been given an opportunity to prove himself at right back. And I do feel like, in my opinion, also that, I think I would have started him against Brentford yesterday because Brentford do have very fast attacking wingers. And that, for me, I think that was probably the problem with Dalot yesterday, was basically letting those wingers run at him, and basically Dalot couldn't cope. And I've been saying this for years about Diego Dalot. He can't cope when the pressure's on. He can't close down the opposition wingers from the opposition team. And basically, he's vulnerable right back. And I feel like Aaron Wan-Bissaka's got the better tackling ability. He's got the better ball control to be able to keep the Everton wingers quiet. And that's going to be pivotal because, Everton basically rely on Demarai Gray to get them the result and basically rely on Onana as well. So we need to keep Everton quiet for the whole 90 minutes. I still think we'll win the game. I can't see Everton causing major issues as a long term. And I think if they go 1-0 down very early on, it's going to be backs against the wall for Everton. They know the pressure is going to be on to keep a second goal out. But I think Everton are conceding too many goals for their own liking to win this game. I think we'll win this game quite comfortably. I think this is going to be quite a comfortable afternoon at Old Trafford. I can't see us not winning this game because I feel like we've got the better quality to be able to do it in the whole match. And I feel like, we have to go full guns blazing against Everton, go and absolutely annihilate and go and put 5, 6, 7 goals past them. But I ain't going to be sat comfortable at 1-0. I wasn't sat comfortable at 1-0 yesterday against Brentford because I knew if Brentford would have found the equaliser, we would have been in big, big trouble to find a winning goal because 1-0 was not consistent yesterday. And we need our players to start stepping up to the plate now and finding the rest of the goals in this team because if we lose Rashford to injury or suspension, we are basically up between a rock and a hard place. And I don't know where the other goals would come from. I don't know where, the source of impact will come in that team because if you lose Rashford, you basically know Martial or Weghorst are going to get back in that team. And that's a big, big worry because I don't feel like Martial or Weghorst can do it in a big game. And I feel like, Weghorst, we should have never signed. Martial, we should have sold in the summer of 2022. And we should have gone and got 2 better strikers to back up to Rashford. And unfortunately, we didn't do it. And I think this is probably going to be a big impact of concern going forward against Everton. If you lose Rashford, where's the source of impact going to come from? I Like Football, one of our managing moderators on our channels, also in the live chat. Hope you're having a good day, buddy. Hope you're enjoying your Thursday afternoon so far. And yeah, so I feel like Man United have got an opportunity here to, prove to the world that we're not just a one-hit trick pony. We're not a one-hit wonder. We're not just going to, down tools next season under management and Ten Hag's going to be gone. So I'm hoping that this game against Everton is going to be a successful one. And Urtex, obviously my friend Liam Crockett's also in the live chat, one of our managing moderators as well. Afternoon, mate. Hope you're having a good day and everything. I'll be online later on this evening. Don't know what time, but I'm just having a chilled out afternoon because I had to get up early today. So yeah, I'm hoping that, this game against Everton is going to be a good one. I'm hoping we win this game, and I'm hoping that, those players will find the confidence to find the goals on Saturday, because Everton are vulnerable. Like I said, they are fighting relegation and they don't really want to be in the Championship. Even I wouldn't want to be in the bloody Championship, because the Championship is a very, very hard league to get out from. And basically, I'm hoping that we win this game on Saturday and we get the result we need, because I want Man United to win. I want to be able to win this game quite convincingly. And I'm hoping that, we go on and actually win the game. I'm wanting to win this game. I'm thinking, I'm hoping we just, win the game, basically. And I think we will. And I feel, Everton are one of those teams really that, that can we do it big time? Can we do it long term? And can we really get the goals we need from what we didn't see yesterday? It's going to be a really, really big ask for this club to step up against Everton. But I feel like the game's winnable. I can't see where the errors are going to come from. The only concern I've got is that midfield. It's that back four. And if that attack isn't on fire on Saturday and Sancho and Anthony can't do it from Brentford to Everton, and Rashford as well, then Everton are probably going to feel confident, because if it's 0-0 at half-time and we haven't scored, Everton are going to feel like, do you know what? We've got nothing to lose here. We've got a stalemate so far, and hopefully we can try and sneak something at the end to take away like a point or a win. But I can't see Everton really trying to cause us a major issue that's going to give shockwaves to the Old Trafford crowd, because we are the best fan base in the world. We are the best supported club in the world, and we have the best fan base. A massive shout out to every Man United fan across the world right now. You're all legendary, and please subscribe to this channel community if you're new. Become part of this Man United fan channel. So, Everton, you have to give them their respect, and you have to show them that, we're not going to get them a surprise result. Man United need to basically start from what they started against Brentford. Start the first 15 minutes well, attack Everton, and basically go and get a few early goals, get the job done in the first half, rotate in the second half, bring on likes of Martial and Weghorst and see what happens in the second half, brings on lots of Fred or maybe a McTominay. But I don't really want to see the fringe players featuring in this game. I don't feel like they should be given an opportunity anyway to step up to the plate. And I do feel like, if we had Eriksen available, I feel like if we had Casemiro available and Donny van de Beek available, I feel like all of them would probably be in the first team. Obviously, Marcel Sabitzer has really, really stepped up since he's come here. And I've been very, very impressed with him since he's been at the football club. I absolutely love Marcel Sabitzer. You look at the quality he offers in that midfield, and it's absolutely second to none. The quality he's got with the ball and the assist, the way he got for Rashford's goal, that basically shows the love for the football club. That shows for the love for the fans and supporters he's got as well. And he's an absolute diamond in the rough in that midfield. And I can't believe, Bayern Munich let him go in the first place on loan to us. I think that was probably a massive, massive mistake from Bayern Munich to let him go in the first place, because he is such a good midfield addition to that team. And you look what he offers in that midfield, the quality, the dimension and the assist. I mean, I've seen Marcel Sabitzer probably been our best player in the last two matches. And that shows a lot about Marcel Sabitzer's quality. It shows about, I would not sneeze at 18 million to sign him. I think we've got to do it in the summer. I feel like we need to make him a Manchester United player, because look at what he's done so far without Eriksen and Donny van de Beek and even Casemiro available. Look at Marcel Sabitzer's quality he is added in that team. It's completely night and day from what we saw under McFred. We basically saw a McDonald's main menu item in that midfield last season. And basically now, Marcel Sabitzer's taken the opportunity, thinking, right, they're not good enough. I'm going to step it up in this team. I'm better than Fred. I'm better than McTominay. I'm an upgrade on Eriksen. I'm an upgrade on Donny van der Beek. And I'm going to produce what this club is crying out for. That is quality in the midfield, quality assist, quality on the ball, and obviously comfortableness and putting the pressure on our rivals to make sure I get an assist or a goal and I give an opportunity for the team. And I feel like, Sabitzer will probably start on Saturday, only depend on if Eriksen's actually fully fit to start. I don't think Eriksen will start. If Eriksen's lucky to start, it'd be quite an opportunity to see him back in the Man United shirt, because I absolutely love Christian Eriksen. He's probably one of my 2 or 3 favourite Man United players. I absolutely love Christian Eriksen, and what he's done at this club so far has been miraculous. It's been an absolute diamond since we've signed him. And basically, he reminds me of the Juan Mata impact when we first signed Juan Mata. You look at that quality Eriksen's got, and I feel like Eriksen's basically delivered it very, very quickly. And I would love him to start, but I think it's going to come too early for him against Everton on Saturday afternoon. Obviously, Casemiro, like I said, is unavailable due to suspension. This is his last game of his suspension for his 4-game ban. I think, if I'm perfectly trying to be honest, I would probably start Fred over McTominay, because I feel like McTominay, yet again yesterday, is causing this midfield so many more concerns than what we had already. I feel like McTominay's performances have got a lot worse since he's come back on international break, and all that hype the Man United fan base and the Man United fans and supporters and pundits alike were giving him. I'm not being funny. He basically plays for a Scotland midfield team who basically can't even win a World Cup, qualify for the World Cup, or even qualify for the Euros. And basically, people hyping up Scott McTominay's impact on international level, it isn't justified. He's never going to be good enough at Man United. And I feel like, we do deserve a lot better than what we've got in this game. And McTominay offers you no quality. I mean, the amount of bookings and suspensions he picks up, and the amount of silly tackles, dangerous tackles, and the also amount of yellow card he picks up. I mean, you don't want early yellow cards on Saturday, and then we are then down to 10 men, because it then backs up against the wall, and it's then trying to find also another opportunity to find where we're going to get impact. Because if we lose one of our midfield 3 against Everton due to a red card, then we've then got to substitute one of our attacking players to then bring on for the midfield adaptation. So I wouldn't start McTominay. I would see what Fred can do. I do feel like, Fred, it's difficult because I feel like Fred and McTominay have both got it in the same game of the style of them. I don't see, where the quality is between both of their games. Another shout out to my mate Kyle in the live chat. He said he's bought Rocket League. I know the game, but never played it. Yeah, it's a good game. It's not easy, but you've got to keep learning. So hope you're having a good afternoon as well, mate, as well. So yeah, I would probably, in my opinion, start Fred only just over McTominay, because I feel like Fred would do a better job at CDM. But would Ten Hag risk playing Sabitzer at CDM and then play Eriksen back in? I mean, would that be the better option for the midfield on Saturday? I'm not 100% sure. It's hard because I want Eriksen back in. I don't really want McTominay or Fred playing on Saturday. I feel like they're not offering any quality. And like Roy Keane said last season, they give you no quality in that or confidence in that midfield for them to be able to do their job. And it's still adaptation now that they don't do the job that you want. And that's a concern for me long term, that we do need better than what we've got in them. So I would personally start Sabitzer at CDM, even though he's not an adaptation of a CDM. And I would, start Eriksen back in. I think we're going to have to start being ruthless with some of these injured players that we know you're injured, we know you're not fit enough, but we need you back in this team because we haven't got the quality in it to not play you, because we're not putting teams away we want to put away, and sitting on 1-0 leads is not enough, because we're lucky we won against Brentford yesterday. There's no beating around the bush. We were lucky to win that game. And if we don't step it on Saturday and we're only 1 up into the 90th minute, Everton attacking and they finally equalise, we've then cost ourselves 3 vital points. So I don't want Man United throwing away an opportunity that they're going to regret, because, Everton are there for the taking. We've got goals in our team to be able to do it. So there's no reason why not we don't win this quick game, only if we play our game. And I think what we saw in the first 15 minutes against Brentford yesterday was superb. We were probably the better team, but then all of a sudden we sat off against Brentford, and then Brentford came up against us, and basically Brentford then were causing this team so many issues. Man United couldn't cope, and that was a major worry, that we started the game so well and then we just sat back and let Brentford then attack us. And I think we can't afford to let that happen against Everton, because if that happens, then Everton will find a goal source and they will put the ball in the net. And I feel like we will win this game because they're fighting relegation. But, Everton are fighting for their lives. And I wouldn't surprise if anything, a surprise result would happen. But I think for the whole game as a purpose, if we don't win, then will top four be gone? Will Champions League football be gone next season? We have to be beating teams like Everton. We really could have done with 9 points out of 9. We really should have got the win against Newcastle. Obviously, we beat Brentford. And if we can beat Everton, that is 6 points out of 9 from 3 games. We should have really got something from Newcastle. But unfortunately, we didn't have the quality really to be able to do it. And I think, if we can get the job done early in the first half, we can rotate the second half. Because if we're free-falling up in the first half and the game's gone, then Everton know the game's up and they know they're not going to come back from them. But I don't want their Man United just to sit back and let Everton then attack us. Because if they find one goal back and then they find a second, the nerves are going to start ringing around Old Trafford thinking, we were 4-0 up. And then all of a sudden, you've let 2 early goals back in from Everton, and you let them back into the game. I don't want Man United to do that because I feel like we paid so much respect after the first 50 minutes to Brentford to let them come and attack us. And I think that's got to stop. We really need to start pushing and pressing from the first whistle. We need to be, on the front foot very quickly to get this result in because we win this game, I think Champions League qualification secured. I think we'll get top 4. We'll be in the Champions League next season. But, nothing surprises you with Man United that it's Man United at the end of the day. Anything can happen with this football club. I think we've got more surprises than the magician. So anything can happen in the Premier League. This Premier League season's been very up and down all bloody season. I mean, you look at the table now. You didn't expect teams like Fulham, Brentford, Brighton to be competing for European football. You didn't expect Newcastle to be in top 4. You didn't expect to see Liverpool, Chelsea where they are. So, anything can happen in this league season. I just hope Man United don't miss an opportunity, really, to bury Everton. I think they will get relegated still. I still feel there are better teams in that league than what Everton are. I feel like Everton should have been gone years ago. And I feel like this is going to be their last season in the Premier League. And I feel like, if they do get relegated, they'll probably come straight back up from the Championship because they're a bigger club and they'll get, obviously, the parachute payments for being relegated. So, I think, under Sean Dyche, I don't see much improvement for Everton. And I feel like, if we play the way we did against Brentford, say, in the first 15 minutes, this game will be won quite easily. And I feel like Everton will not be able to cope with the Man United press and the Man United's attack. And, if we get 2 early goals, this game's done. If we can be 2-3 up at half-time, the result's in, we've won the game. But I would like to see Man United really go for it. I would love to see an 8 or 9-0 win because that would be, probably our best game all season. We've had some good results this season. We've played well in some games, but, it'd be nice to have a very, very great weekend and see 8 or 9 goals at Old Trafford for Man United. So Man United have got the players to do it. I just feel like, we are gelling without the players. We're not gelling than what I want us to gel. We need to gel more than hair gel. We need to gel very, very quickly. And we need our key players back. And, if we had Casemiro and Eriksen available and we had Donny van der Beek available, this would be such a big, easy win for Man United because we are missing Casemiro. There's no doubt about that. We are missing Eriksen. There's no doubt about that either. So we've got the players available at the moment to be able to get us over the line but long term, without them, we are stuck between Fred and McTominay. So, and then we're stuck with Weghorst, and then we're stuck with Delo, and then Luke Shaw. So, I think Ten Hag's got a team to pick on Saturday that, Everton are where they are now because of where they are. They are, fighting for their lives as a football club as well as this Premier League season for them. So, Man United really need to put their nail in Everton's coffin and really bury them on Saturday. And I feel like, if we can, like you said, Everton, no, I feel like the game's already lost. They're going to come to Old Trafford thinking, shit, we've got to play Man United today. Where do we get this game from? But we only just beat them away from home when we obviously had Ronaldo in, and then he basically pissed off the fans and left and abandoned us all. So we basically relied on Ronaldo to get us a win at Goodison Park. So, it's not going to be an easy game what I think it's going to be. But I felt I've got the confidence for this team to be able to produce. Because if they can beat Brentford, you can beat Everton. There's no excuses if you don't win this game on Saturday. So let's hope Man United are up to the task in hand. Let's hope they're up to be able to beat Everton. And hopefully, let's see what this team can do in 90 minutes against a team that are fighting for their lives. They fight for relegation. They know they're up against the wall. And, Let's hope they can produce something, because if they can produce a result, we are going to good place. We are going to have a good result. And, I feel like the Old Trafford crowd will be right behind Man United on Saturday. We know we've seen the impact of Fernandes in the last few games. He's been immense. Anthony's been quality. Sancho was probably one of his best performances in the Man United shirt against Brentford yesterday. So we've got the players to be able to beat Everton. I just feel like we need to start trusting our team a lot more. And those players need to start gelling. So you can't, we are lost without Eriksen and Casemiro. I completely agree. We are lost without both of them. But, we've got Sabitzer, we've got Sancho, Anthony, Rashford. But it's that bench that concerns me Saturday again, because I looked at that bench yesterday and I'm thinking, bloody hell, the only impact we've got off the bench is basically Pellistri and Martial. And for me, that was basically it. I looked at the rest of the bench and I'm thinking, I felt I don't like the bench we've got. I look at that bench and it's like, it's not good enough, is it, if we're being quite frank about it? So I think personally, Man United are going to have to start strong. We can't keep rotating. We can't keep using the fringe players. We need to start playing our strongest team week in, week out. And people may disagree with that, but at the end of the day, that we need to start trusting our better players more than what the fringe players, because they don't offer anything going forward. So I'm hoping Man United do get the job done. I'm hoping they're going to get the task, and I'm hoping we are going to see a good, convincing win against Everton. But nothing will surprise you about Man United that if we don't win this game, it's another step backwards under this manager. But Ten Hag has got us where we are today. We're still in top four, and that's a good thing. But we need to stay there now. We need to start increasing the gaps to the Brentford and Fulham and Brighton and Liverpool and Chelsea and Newcastle and Spurs. We start getting clear of them, and none of them can catch us. This season's going to be fun. We're going to be back in the Champions League. That is where we belong. That is Tuesday, Wednesday night football. That is what we all want. And, United have got it in them to beat Everton. They've got the players available. They've got, the goals from Rashford and the threat from Anthony and Sancho, Fernandes and Sabitzer. Obviously, I would make changes to that back four. I would start personally Malacia and Wan-Bissaka over Delo. And obviously, Luke Shaw is out injured with a hamstring injury. Obviously, Tom Heaton, it's probably going to be Jack Butland on the bench, because Tom Heaton is also out injured long-term as well. Why he's still at the club, don't even ask. Eriksen, hopefully, push comes to shove, hopefully he will be back in his team as well at the weekend as well. And, hopefully, even if he's on the bench and he can come on in the second half, I'd be absolutely ecstatic with Eriksen back in his team. And, Eriksen offers so much quality into that team. And I think, he's got the job to be able to do it, and he's got the quality in him to be able to get that midfield motoring. So I'm hoping Eriksen's going to be available. I basically think it's probably going to be the same team with a few changes from the team from yesterday. I do feel like, it will be De Gea in goal. It will be, I'm hoping Wan-Bissaka starts at right back over Diego Delo. Obviously, the back two picks itself. It's Varane and Lisandro Martinez. Malacia, obviously, at left back, because Luke Shaw's out long-term injury now with a severe hamstring injury. I think the midfield really needs to be Sabitzer at the CDM position, Eriksen and Fernandes. And I feel like the front three should probably be the front three that started yesterday. Sancho on the left, Rashford down the middle, and Anthony on the right. I feel like, for me, that's probably Man United's best attack. And, we also missing Garnacho. Garnacho is still out injured as well. And I think once we have Garnacho and Eriksen back in, that and Casemiro and Donny van der Beek, look where that team can go. Look where that team will be with all them back in that team. We've got the quality coming back. We've got the injuries coming back. We've got the suspensions coming back on our side as well. So we are going to be okay once we get all our squad fit and back from suspension and injury, respectively. So I'm hoping it's going to be a good weekend for all this Man United fan base and supporters. I'm hoping it's going to be a good result. I'm hoping it's going to be a good win. And hopefully, we will get a really, really good win against Everton. Let's not bottle it. Let's not throw it away. Let's go and beat Everton. Let's take the game to them. Let's get a really good result. Let's get a really good home win at Old Trafford. Let's get the fans and supporters on side at Old Trafford on Saturday afternoon. Nice Saturday afternoon lunchtime kickoff. Let's get the 3 points. Let's get the win. Let's get back-to-back wins in the Premier League. Let's get top four secured. Let's be back in the Champions League next season. Let's see this club back to where it should be. And that is the top of European football. That is the top of English football. And let's hope, that team produces a great atmosphere and a great fight and a great result on Saturday. Everton, for me, I'm going to go scoreline. I'm going to go for 4-5-0 Man United. I feel like we've got the players and the goals there to be able to do that and get that result. We've got the quality. We've got the attacking threat. We've got the goals in the team to be able to produce a result like that. I'm going to go for 4-5-0 to Manchester United score prediction. Everton, for me, I still think will be relegated. Everton will be going down this season. They will be getting a points deduction for breaking financial fair play. Let's just hope Man United don't throw this away. Let's hope Man United don't bottle it weekend. And let's hopefully we'll get back-to-back wins in the Premier League this weekend. So I hope you enjoyed the preview. Remember to hit the like button, the share button. Please subscribe to the channel and the community if you're new. That is United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Please subscribe. Share the video. Hit the tweet button. Hit the retweet button. Remember to always put that notification bell on as well to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2023. On United Red Devils 20 on YouTube, we've got more Fortnite content coming. Hogwarts Legacy, Kingdom Hearts 4. We're also going to be getting a new Formula 1 game. More Rocket League now. We're now doing Rocket League as well, so come and join me for that as well. Football Manager, FIFA 23 career with Man United and Salford City and LAFC in America. And obviously then please join me for the match reaction Saturday afternoon, which hopefully is a Man United win. Man United 3 points. We go above Newcastle. We increase the gaps to Liverpool, Chelsea, Brentford, Spurs, Brighton and Fulham. And hopefully have a good weekend, Man United fans. So remember to stay safe, be nice, be kind to each other. Enjoy the weekend. Come on, United. Come on, you Reds. Let's go and beat Everton. Thanks for watching.